Okay, welcome to State Law 1. All right, so we're going to be covering all the different state laws over the next few videos and get you ready for your state board test. So some things you're going to think, this is good, I need to know this. Other things you're going to think, why do I need to know this? But it's just good. We don't know what they're going to put on the test, but there's going to be 10 state law questions on the test. So that can definitely be the difference between passing and failing. All right, so the first four, I've put in a little table for you, and then we're going to look at it again up above, but I just kind of like to arrange it this way. It makes more sense in my brain. So the first thing that you could have issues with is if you are caught practicing without a license. Now, what does practicing mean? That means taking compensation for doing something to do with cosmetology. So that could be deliberate or that could be accidental. I always tell the story of a young girl in Chicago area that was really good at braiding, and all of her friends wanted her to braid their hair. And she thought, oh, cool. This is a really neat after-school business that I can start, not realizing she was violating the Illinois state laws. Okay, so if you're found guilty of practicing without a license, it's $300 and 3 months. Now, if you hire someone without a license, they're assuming, this is how I think of it, you should know more about cosmetology than perhaps that young girl that did it by accident. So you have a salon, you've hired someone, you know they don't have a license, but you hired them anyway. That is 506 months. So it's not quite double, but it's close to it. The months are double. All right, so that's months in prison. Don't know anybody that's been sent to prison for cosmetology, but I definitely know that they have no problem hitting you in your pocketbook. All right. Working with a contagious disease. So COVID is a perfect example. You are positive, but you say, well, I need to feed my family, so you go to work anyway. All right, if you are found to be working with a contagious disease, it's $300 or 30 days, or 30 days, I should say. And if you infect someone, that could be a fellow coworker, that could be a client, then it's 3 months. And that would be for every person. So if you infect 10 people, now you're at $3,000. Okay, the first one is knowingly working with a contagious disease. So you can't help it if you come down with COVID symptoms in the middle of your shift and then go home and someone gets also comes down with it. You know, you're not all knowing, but knowingly going to work. All right, so that's number one again. That's also number two. Whoops, sorry. Number three. Okay, so the first four are all the fines. All right, then number five, when they say the word board in cosmetology, they mean the State Board of Cosmetology, and they have to differentiate that because there's 27 different boards in the state, realtors, pharmacists, nurses, there's all kinds of different state boards, barbers. Okay, when they say the Department of State, if they refer to that in a rule or a regulation or a law, what they're referring to is the Commissioner of Professional and Occupational Affairs. So even though Department of State sounds like a great big organization, it's literally one person. This commissioner sits on every board that exists in Pennsylvania. So if you want to grow up and go to meetings every day and that sounds like a fun job to you, this would be the job that you would want to go for. All right. Act 86. This is the act that established cosmetology. Before Act 86, you just woke up one day and said, I'm a hairdresser, and put a sign out and started doing hair. Well, the problem was people were getting hurt, and there was safety concerns and sanitation concerns. So on May 3rd, 1933, they passed Act 86 in the PA state legislature to create the cosmetology is now a profession. Okay, so if you in a 20 years, you start hearing about them that they're going to get rid of the requirements for this, fight it with everything you have, because you want to be known as a professional. You don't want just anybody doing hair. You want people that have been trained so that your profession has a good reputation. Okay, so May 3rd, 1933. Now, anybody that was a hairdresser before that, they were grandfathered in, so they did not have to go through the new requirements, for all the schooling and stuff. And it went into effect January 1st, 1934. All right, to whom should you pay all fines and fees, this should say, is the professional augmentation account. So I'm guessing here, but I believe every time you renew your license or if you get fined, anything to do with cosmetology where they're requiring you to pay a fee goes into this account. And what functions may a cosmetology teacher perform? Well, being a cosmetology teacher affords you the opportunity to do anything that you would like in cosmetology. So that's the highest that you can go if you are a cosmetology teacher. If you are a nail teacher, you can do nails or you can teach nails. If you are a facial, an esthetician teacher, you can do facials and things like that, and you can teach it. Same with braiders. But if you're a cosmetology teacher, you can teach, obviously. You can be an operator, which is the state board's way of saying cosmetologist. You can do skincare, you can do nail care, and you can be a natural hair braider. So there's nothing that you are prohibited from doing. You can do one thing for 10 years, another thing for 10 years, another thing for 10 years, and it's all under the same license, which is pretty cool. All right, let me just check. I think that's the last one. And yes, thank you very much.